Okay, and the
Wow.
Twitch stream should go live for session 18, I think we're on now, of Tomb of Annihilation. And as ever, we have a great introduction, which I'm going to play now.
Last time on Tomb of Annihilation. After celebrating their victory on top of Firefinger, hooray! The Silver Sashes must trek through the unforgiving jungle of Chult towards Mesro. Ages ago, the Paladin Resni raised an undead army to defend this holy site. Unable to control his army, the city fell and became a place of rot and corruption, given over to the jungle and its hordes of undead. This connection to undeath has the Sashes hoping to unearth valuable clues about the death curse. But upon entering the Mesro, the party is beset by waves of undead, hungering for living flesh. Ew. Eventually, they find themselves in dire straits and must flee from cursed Mesro. Now their hope lies in finding the Naga that guards Orolunga. Such a fun name to say, Orolunga. Excuse me. Can our heroes fight off the claws and fangs of slavering undead long enough to escape the hellscape of Mesro? Can Azaka lead them safely towards Orolunga? And what do Snake Guardians do in their free time? Come, find out next time on Tomb of Annihilation.
Fantastic. It made me chuckle then because I just imagined him trying to do that around Orolunga and looking at it, how on earth do I pronounce that? He did an admirable job though, I think.
Yeah, sometimes I have to. I'm supposed to actually give pronunciation guides to the weird words, but sometimes I forget and he has to make stuff.
Oh, luckily though, I think everyone's in the same boat, aren't they? Because most people just buy the book, so they kind of just have a stab at pronouncing it. So I think whatever he does is good. So, but that's brilliant as ever. So thanks for getting that, Alwyn. Okay, well, as he said, you find yourselves in beginning this session in the ruins of Mesro, which was fairly disappointing, I think, from your point of view, because you were hoping that there might be some treasure left there, but sadly it's been picked clean by the Flaming Fist. And there's really not much there. It's surprising how little of Mesro actually remained. You're expecting more than that. However, I think at the end of last session you decided that you wanted to try and head towards Orolunga. Orolunga is a place you saw from the high point in Mbala, because Mbala was on a mountain top, and you could look down and see a ziggurat poking up from the tree canopy way off to the west, and I think you wanted to head there. You'd also, is there anything else you knew about Orolunga?
We know that there's a snake guardian there, and we have no idea what snake guardians really do for 400 years.
Tiddlywinks, I imagine. Snakes and ladders. Maybe they play snakes and ladders. Okay.
Eating adventurers, definitely.
Yes, definitely eating adventurers, especially ones called Alwyn or Mac. All right, so well, you've got Azaka, who is a very powerful and competent guy, as you found out. She's been quite useful, I think, in the fights that you've had previously, and turned it into a weird tiger. You know her secret of her lycanthropy curse. And so she'll turn to you as you finish running, because you all kind of just ran out of there, Mesro, because it seemed just like a dangerous place to be, despite the fact that it had been picked clean. There's lots of undead around, and she'll turn to you and she says, "So, to Orolunga, would you like to head by the quickest route, or do you wish to go?"
Is there also a safest route?
Safest route. Well, I think with the jungle being what it is, probably the most direct route is the safest, just because of we'll be here less. It'll take us less time to get there.
It sounds pretty good because the quicker we get to the soulmonger, the better. We have friends in trouble. So
Very well, she'll say, with a more serious air. She seems a little concerned about your friend, and you begin to head off to the west. She sets a fairly blistering pace, and you'll struggle to keep up a little.
I'll ask her if she's ever been to Orolunga.
No, it is. I know of it as being a profoundly powerful place, a site of religious devotion of the ancient peoples of Chult. I avoid the place. Have never been there, though I have seen it from
She
afar.
avoids it because of some kind of fear? Does she know about the Naga?
I know little of the place, though I know it is a mysterious ancient monument, and without cause to go there, or I wouldn't go there without good cause. I do not know if it's dangerous or not. However, it's the jungle is dangerous enough without visiting such places unless you need to.
All right, and we'll take the quickest route we can.
All right. So as you're heading through the jungle, she'll be cutting a path for you. If you could make me I guess it's going to be athletics checks, please. A DC of 10, and this is just because of the fairly punishing pace that she's got you. You're fine. Oh no, the person I expected to pass fails. One second.
Where's Phoenix when you need him to absorb all of our bad luck?
Definitely.
I think what I'm going to do, because this is a kind of fatigue, I'm going to place on you. Temporarily, I might just put encumbered on you, because that might be the condition, the effect that best represents it. Plot that on Mac. Okay, and I think you can move about 2 squares per day, so I need to work it out for the calendar, because I know Alwyn likes keeping the calendar, don't you? It'll be around 12 or 13 days hike through the jungle. And let's give Zaka a survival check to see how well she navigates here. Yeah, she does a good job. So you arrive, you manage to get to the outskirts of Orolunga in 12 days' time. So let's update the calendar. Oh, is my calendar right, by the way, Alwyn? Do you know what date it is?
Let me quickly check the online calendar.
I think I might not have updated it at some point, because I know you sent me a message, didn't you, between games at some point, asking how many days something took.
Yeah, it was until last session we ended on the 5th of chess. Which is indeed one session further than the 1st of chess, which we were the session before that.
Brilliant. Okay, so I've moved it on to the 5th.
Yeah, the 5th, and then from there you count 12 days extra for getting to Orolonga.
So that will mean you arrive at Uralunga on the 17th. Okay. I've not done. You will have had some encounters there, but we're going to do them off camera because you've had quite a lot of encounters and things. And so we'll say you did fight a few beasts and man-eating plants on the way, but you're getting quite powerful and quite used to being in the jungle now. So you managed to get through them without too much trouble in this instance. And eventually you find yourself, after 2 weeks hard slog, and Mac, if you could make me another athletics check please with a DC 10, and this will get rid of that encumbered effect if you manage to do it. Yeah, you do. Ooh, only just.
What?
Oh,
Why was it double?
It was because of the encumbered. It was hard to, but you've still managed it anyway.
Oh, right.
I put that on just for fatigue, but you've managed to sort of get used to it throughout the course of the journey.
Okay, so encumbered is a disadvantage. I thought it was just a speed reduction.
Me too, actually. I was entirely sure what it did. It's been a little while since I've played. However, a massive brick and stone ziggurat rises from the jungle. 2 staircases angle up and across the front face, one from the right, the other from the left, to meet at a landing on the 2nd level, 30 feet above your heads. That layout repeats on the 2nd level and the 3rd level, but with each successive layer adding less height than the one below it. The 4th level, 60 feet above the jungle floor, is an enclosed shrine or temple, its walls adorned with labyrinth symbols. The jungle encroaches right up onto the ancient structure. The first flights of steps are choked with creepers, tree roots and flowering vines. It might have been surrounded by a city long ago, but the jungle is so dense that it would take hours of searching to find buried foundations and tumbled stones.
Are there any markings on this cigarette that might give away its original function? Signs of any god or writing scratched into the walls, or like Xander was here?
The silver sashes, yeah. You can make me a let's try a perception on this to sort of examine the base of the ziggurat.
Or like signs of any giant slithering snake creature? Wow, Mac.
You haven't got any idea, Mac. You'll keep an eye on that jungle in case anything nasty comes out of it. You're not so interested in stuffy writing. Alwyn, you get a little close to the first step of the ziggurat, and it's covered in soil, and you'll get your hand and sort of try and brush off the soil to see if there's anything written on it. It's quite overgrown where you are, and then out of the corner of your eye, you notice something. You notice a small creature with really wild, curly, dark hair, and each is wearing a mask. Sorry, there's only one there, and he is wearing a mask, and it resembles a Triceratops head. This mask. He's carrying a orange and purple orchid in his left hand. He's about a foot tall.
Small black people.
Just it stands there and sort of looks at you curiously, Alwyn.
We heard the rumors in the bar about little pixie spirits. Are these them? Do I know anything about them?
I believe you did speak to someone in the bar about the Chwingas. I think you had a rumour about them.
Call them
Wingas,
nature spirits.
These aren't supposed to be evil, but they're definitely mischievous, I think.
Their magical powers are not to be taken lightly.
Should I offer them something?
As you
I
regard...
take out...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, it's fine.
Okay, I'll offer them a small gold coin.
Okay, as you hold out a gold coin in your sort of outstretched hands and towards the Chwinga, it turns and begins to run up the steps really quickly, sort of bounding up there. As it moves, there's lots of thorns and undergrowth on the first level of the ziggurat, and as it runs up the steps, you'll see the thorns sort of part as it runs, and then the thorns close behind it.
I'm not moving. I'm definitely not gonna give the impression that I'm chasing it. I'll just wave it.
Okay. It disappears into the undergrowth because it's so sort of thickly overgrown the bottom of the ziggurat. But you see the undergrowth doesn't seem to hinder the Chwinga's movement at all. It just parts in front of it and then closes up quickly behind it.
That undergrowth is gonna ruin my axe if we're gonna walk us way through that.
I'm gonna look questioningly at Azaka and ask if she has ever seen these little thingies before.
Give her a intelligence check. I have never seen them before. They must be quite rare. They're something new to me.
Perhaps they only live in this part of the jungle. If we scale the pyramids looking for the Naga, are they going to see it as intrusion and attack us?
Let's find out.
I vaguely remember that they're actually quite powerful or something. Or perhaps they seemed quite powerful to a first level bard, I have no idea, but I wouldn't mess with them too hard. Let me see if I have any useful spells. No, alas.
Alright, better start walking up the stairs then and see if we can get through.
Is the huge pyramid actually accessible from the ground level? Is there like a giant door in it, or are we supposed to climb it? And is the main top?
Oh, I see. It's quite difficult, isn't it, from the description? The steps to it, you can indeed climb up them. There's the steps are quite small. They're only like a foot tall, each of the steps that leads up the side, so it is climbable.
But it's not like a hollow pyramid or something with like rooms inside. It's supposed to be just a massive thing. Or should we circle it first?
You can circle it first. You can't see any doors or anything on the structure at all.
Alright, I'll hack my way through the jungle a bit, pushing aside vines and trying not to get tangled into thorns, looking for a way into the pyramid. But then at last I'll have to concede and look up and decide to climb it anyway.
Yep, you can go right the way around the edge of the ziggurat with no problem. Again, you don't see any sign of entranceway anywhere on the ziggurat.
All right, I'll try to climb up, and then every time we'll have to give Xanax a shove upwards because he has tiny legs.
Okay.
If there's nothing up on top of this pyramid, I'm gonna be so damn pissed. I mean, this is like 60 feet above.
I think we'll probably leave Xanax and Xander at the bottom. They can guard the baggage or something, I guess. Cheer you on. I'm not sure what they're, because there'll be a few choices and I'm not sure what they'll pick to do. So, okay, so as you start to make your way up there, no matter how quick you slash at the thorns that are covering the ziggurat, they regrow really quickly and sort of begin to like tangle themselves around your leg. And you take 1 point of slashing damage from scratches.
Okay. Main. Okay, edit. Are these vines looking alive? Like, are they like slithering along, and are they actively attacking us, or is it just me being totally unable to find a decent path in the growth?
There's certainly something supernatural going on here. As you're cutting them, they're just regrowing back straight away. It doesn't look like they're necessarily maliciously reaching out to attack you. It's just as you're moving, you're getting tangled up in them, and the thorns are cutting into you. You imagine probably for every sort of foot you go, you're going to be taking damage. And it's no matter how quickly you try and cut them out of your path, they just keep growing back.
If I, instead of cutting them, try to push them aside gently, would they treat me any nicer? Or
They do not, I'm afraid. As you push them aside, you see more seem to sort of just fall in the place of the ones you pushed aside. From the back or whatever, some more will fall into their path, and it's just a wall really of sort of thorny bracken.
wow, with 1 point of damage each foot and 60 feet for the pyramid, I'm gonna be dead halfway through. So I'm gonna try and call out to the Naga, whom I'm going to assume is controlling this sometimes, and announce ourselves as friends.
Okay. You call out, and your voice will echo around the small clearing, bouncing off the walls of the ziggurat and sort of echoing around the jungle around you. But there is no response. It is eerily quiet around this area.
Geez, I hope the Naga didn't move and didn't leave a forwarding address.
As you're sort of puzzling about what to do, you spot the Twinger again, the little guy. He is standing a little way away. He seems to have just appeared out of nowhere, really. He was so quiet and stealthy. But he's holding this purple orchid. It's orange and purple orchid, and as soon as you see him, he turns and runs back up the steps again, and the undergrowth all parts out in front of him and closes up behind him.
We need a plant like that.
Do they actually grow somewhere, or is it just vines and thorns for us?
Looking around, you can see that there are indeed like orchids and flowers at the edge of the clearing here.
Can I pick one?
Yeah, looking around, it doesn't take you very long to find a orchid that matches the one that Chewinga has.
I'm going to assume no vines are magically parting before me, but can I offer the little flower to the Twinga if I sort of hold it in the direction of where it ran?
Why? Just try poking it with the vines with it.
I don't know. I don't think poking the vines with a flower is going to help. Okay, I'll try it.
Okay, as you step up onto the step and sort of poke the flower towards the vines, they sort of shrink away from you.
What, seriously? Okay.
Is there more of those plants around?
Yes, you could have a look. It'll only take you a few moments to find another orchid.
We should sell these when we get back.
Are these things actually magical?
Maybe just anti-magical. That would be disastrous for you, but sure.
Okay, I'll hold the orchids out in front of me and slowly make my way further up the top of the pyramid.
I pick with a orchid too and follows.
Okay, armed with your orchid, you take some steps up the first tier of the ziggurat because it's split into sort of 3 levels. And you manage to get up onto the second level. Okay, these steps are crumbling from age and decay. You can just see that it's just rubble and scree that's all on this face. The level higher above here, that appears a lot more solid, but it just appears this band here is really crumbling.
So climbing then. Good, we brought a climbing kit. And 2.
Okay, trying to climb here is very difficult. As soon as you start to move, everything turns into really fine gravel, almost sand-like, and you sink into the side of the ziggurat and just slide back down to the bottom. You really, no matter how hard you're trying, you cannot make any progress here. As you slide down to the bottom, you notice another Chewinga, another one of the little guys with mad hair. This time, he has a mask on that resembles a chameleon's head. This Chewinga is carrying an orange and purple orchid and a red parrot feather. It turns to you and races up the steps with ease. The gravel all seems to stick together under his feet, and it's solid as he runs up to the second level.
So we need a feather of some sort.
From a red parrot. This is one weird pyramid. Okay. I'll start to look around the jungle canopy for any red parrots. This is weird. Perhaps we need to ask these little guys for help.
Looking around, seeing nothing.
Well, unusually, even with that perception of 2, you make your way back down to the jungle floor and start looking around, and even with your not very perceptive perception, you will notice a red feather just in front of you, as will you, Alwyn.
Huh.
Convenient.
Yeah, perhaps these things are friendlier than we thought. Okay, I'll pick up the red feather and put it in my hair, and then use one hand to keep the little flower. No, I'm gonna weave the little flower in my hair also, so I have my hands clear for climbing. And looking
Fancy.
like a clown now, I'm gonna ascend.
I just attach it to my axe, both of them, and then let's go up again.
Okay, so you make your way, holding the. I presume you're still holding the orchid, are you?
Well, yeah, I hold the orchid, like I've weaved it in my hair, and there's a flower's feather sticking out of it now.
Okay, so you head up armed with a orange and yellow orchid and a red parrot feather, and you at the first level, the undergrowth moves out of your way as you walk through it and closes up quickly behind you. And on the second level, the second set of steps, you find this time that the ground is solid for you. Even though it still appears gravelly and crumbly, it actually all holds together beneath your feet. And you manage to slowly clamber up onto the first level.
And here we need fire of some sort, I guess, to proceed.
Okay, this level, you look at it probably with something of horror as you get closer. It looks like it's moving, and you get close to it and you realise why it looks like it's moving. It's actually writhing, heaving with swarms of poisonous snakes just slithering all over the next level of the ziggurat. You can't actually see the ziggurat beneath all the swarms of snakes.
Can I check to see if it's an illusion?
Do you have? Oh, yes, it's an intelligence check, I believe, isn't it? To
Let me see.
Or we can just use fire to burn them all.
Yeah, but it's a snake naga, and these snakes. Let's not try to kill his like extended family in one go.
okay. Well, looking at them closer, you're really trying to will yourself to believe that this must be an illusion. This is too weird. You can't just have just a level just riding with snakes, and they're not going anywhere else. They're just staying on that level. But no, there's nothing about them that you can see that indicates that there are actually illusions.
All right, help us, little man. What should we do?
All
Is
right.
there any little small men around?
As you say that, you look around and there's another little guy with wiry hair. This time he's wearing a different mask. This time he's wearing a mask that resembles a mongoose's face. And this chewinga,
What?
a mongoose.
Okay, yeah.
He's carrying a red parrot feather, an orange and purple orchid, and he moves up to the bottom step of this level. He kneels down and he goes up to the nearest snake and he strokes the snake's flank with the feather, and this seems to calm the snake down. And then he whacks the snake over the top of the head with the orchid. So first he tickles its side with the feather, then he hits it on the nose with the orchid, and then he lies down on his belly facing the snake, his nose just nearly pressed upon the nose of the snake. Then the reptile, you see the snake, it starts to slither forward and the Twinger opens his mouth and the snake slides inside the Twinger's mouth, and you see it disappear fully inside the Twinger, and he begins to slither up the steps on his belly like a snake. And as he does, all the poisonous snakes that line his path do not bother him. None of them bite, though he's slithering over the top of them.
So to get past the snakes, we must become the snake.
Yeah, I don't know about actually opening my mouth and letting a snake completely slither inside of this. We can try it, but yeah, okay. Ugh.
All right, let me go first.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no objection from Alwyn here.
So first, tickle the snake with the feather.
All right, you kneel down and tickle the snake, and it appears to go a little bit dozy and lethargic.
So I slap him over the face with an orchid to wake him up, I suppose.
Then you hit him over the face with the orchid, and he turns and faces you, his eyes wide.
Did they do that for the little guy?
To you, it didn't look like it looked. It didn't look quite so aggressive to the other one, no. But he did end up facing it, so could be right.
Yeah. All right, and then we was lie down with my nose against his nose.
Okay. As you do, your nose will sort of just press it against the snake's, and you'll feel its tongue tickle the end of your nose, and it begins to slowly creep forward, and its head presses against your lips.
If I die from this, it's going to be so stupid. But I open my mouth.
Okay, you open your mouth and you feel the snake press its head into your mouth, and it starts to wriggle, push against the back of your throat, and you can feel it slithering, forcing its way down your throat. Make me a Constitution check, please.
Check or save?
It's a saving throw. Yes, Constitution saving throw.
Holy crap.
Well, you have the Constitution of an ox, so you Oh, one second, I just need to check something. Okay, it feels at first, difficult, like hard to breathe, and then as the last bit of the tail disappears down your throat, you feel okay. You don't even feel like the snake's there at all now, and you feel an irresistible urge to slither on your belly.
As I watch Mac do this and slither upwards, I'll do likewise. I'll tap the snake with a feather, whack it over the head with the orchid, and then I'll make my Constitution save. But I'm gonna take use my blah, 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 inspiration for this.
Okay, so you copy Mac. You'll see Mac actually, you manage to slither right the way up to the top, and none of the snakes bother you at all as you slither your way up there. So this time Alwyn has a go. What could possibly go wrong, Alwyn? You get the snake inside you and make me a Constitution save. Ah. Okay, and again, it feels tight as it goes in, but then as soon as the tail disappears fully into your mouth, it feels like it's gone entirely, and you again get this incredible urge to slither on your belly.
All right, I'll stay down and start like writhing up the pyramid on my belly.
Do we talk like snakes now?
No, you feel perfectly normal actually. You just had an urge to slither on your belly like a snake for a bit.
Oh, right. Perfectly natural.
Okay, and when you arrive at the top of the ziggurat now, on your bellies, and you find at the top of the ziggurat there's a simple rectangular structure of brick. Outside the walls are decorated with with little labyrinth symbols, little circular symbols, which it's been a while since we've played, so I think you have encountered these before. They are symbols of Ubteo, who is the ancient primordial god who ruled the lands of Chult. This is supposed to have been his peninsula, a gift to him by the gods. Ahead of you, so you see a small structure in front of you covered with these shrines, like a sacred place, and there's an open doorway there which seems to reveal a barren and dusty room.
Alright, I'll approach the doorway carefully. And perhaps we should kind of announce presence. I mean, I don't want to spook this ancient and powerful guardian. I can't speak snake now, probably. That's from.
Let's slither in and see what's in there.
As you get closer, you don't feel quite so much the urge to slither on your bellies as after you reach the top, but as you get closer to the structure in the centre of the shrine here, Alwyn, you get a really powerful aroma of incense, a sort of incense that might be burnt during religious rituals. Mac, you can't smell anything at all. However, the room inside, it's just a single building, it looks just dusty and empty.
How does a Naga with no arms light up incense? That's what I want to know.
That's a good question.
Okay, I will call out gently and announce ourselves and tell that we come bearing a small gift and seeking advice.
Okay.
And I'll do this all with proper decorum, calling out to the powerful and mighty Naga whom we respect greatly and humbly request his advice.
You're still crawling on the floor, aren't you?
I don't know what's gonna happen the first time I have to take a crap in this jungle, so.
Cool. And Max has shared a really good image actually of the ziggurat, so I'm just going to share that.
It doesn't have the snake level around from this distance at least, and plants.
To be fair, you can't really see it from the distance. It's only when you start to climb up with these things. It's certainly some sort of supernatural event that's going on here.
Makes sense.
There we go. So that's what the ziggurat looks like. And you're now at the top, sort of peering into that building. And sorry, Alwyn, to go back to what you were saying, you sort of call out, and your voice will echo all around the clearing, announcing your presence here. But there is no reply, just the soft, gentle, cool breeze from the height that you're at. Do you step inside?
I step inside, yes.
Matt knows no fear from strange supernatural things and steps in. Are you going to be as brave, Alwyn, or do you want to see what happens to him first?
There a little sign on the door that says "Gone fishing"? I'll step in after Mac. I cannot let my comrade go in alone.
Well, as Max stepped in first, you'll see him step into the room and just vanish, wink out of existence.
Right, that went well. Okay, I immediately step in after Mac.
All right.
Next session is just the rest of the players, not us two.
Yeah, us trying to get back from the plane of snakes or something.
Would I do that to you? Yes. However, on this occasion, you everything goes sort of dark for a while. There's a flashing of light, and then when your vision comes back to you, you find yourself in a room. Hanging lamps illuminate the room, while incense burners fill it with exotic scents and curling smoke. Cushions of reed mats cover the floor, pots of blooming flowers line the plastered walls, and singing birds flit from plant to plant. An immense snake with iridescent scales rests on a heap of cushions opposite the doorway. It rises slowly to a height of 5 feet, staring directly into your eyes as it moves. Its face is remarkably human-like, and its tongue flicks before it speaks. I am Saja Nimbaza. What do you seek in this ancient place? Speak truly, for I hear your heart.
We seek you, ancient guardian. We seek your advice regarding the soulmonger, whom we seek to restore, to save the world from a curse, from the death curse. I have brought you a small gift, and I hold out the book I purchased in the city with the history of Port Nyanzaru. Would you help us?
I see. You seek this soulmonger for, and what do you desire to use the soulmonger for?
Well, apparently it is the key to end the death curse. We have a friend who is suffering greatly from it, and a plague has befallen the world. So we would do what we think needs to be done to end the curse, which I assume is destroying the soulmonger. I don't. We would actually hope to learn from you what needs to happen and where we might find this soulmonger.
Hmm. Tell me, what is this death curse that you speak of? Tell me about it.
I tell it what we heard about it, which is that the dead cannot be resurrected, and that some undead are actually plaguing the world now in greater numbers than before. I also tell her about Silra, or him, or it, about Sindra Sylvain, our friend who is dying from the death curse, who was once resurrected, and that we think that a great evil is behind this curse. And I'm really hoping the Naga isn't the one behind the curse right now.
Yes, that would be bad. However, the Naga looks at you, Alwyn, with really piercingly intelligent eyes. It seems like she's staring deep into your soul, searching your thoughts and searching your heart. You feel a sort of a presence around you, a deeply spiritual and ancient presence. And she says, this death curse of which you speak, it would fit with omens and prophecies tied to Omu, the lost city of Omu. I am plagued and have many visions of Razni. Do you know of Razni?
The fallen paladin, we have been um, inside his city and had to flee it because it was infested with undead. We apparently learned, which is also in the little history that we got you, that he was a fallen paladin who could not control the undead army he summoned up to defend. Damn it! What was the city we just came from? Mesro.
Excellent, really good, Elwyn. Very, very well, because I put you on the spot there, trying to remember stuff because you've not played for a while. That was brilliant. Okay, so the Nagas had will nod slowly at your words. Yes, this is true. And Razni lives still as a undead being, undead, cursed being. He now has a army of undead and Yuan-Ti followers, and they scheme to end the world from their lair in Omu, the lost city of Omu. I believe, though I do not know directly of this soulmonger, though the omen's importance would point to Razni owning this device and using it to inflict this death curse upon the world. He seeks the end of the world, the end of everything that you know. It is more than the curse that you face here.
Go ahead.
If you seek the soulmonger, then you must seek out Razni in his city, the city of Omu. The city of Omu lies between the peaks of Flame and the Valley of Lost Honor.
Valley of?
Valley of Lost Honor. I'll just put up the map for you one moment.
No, it's okay. I keep typing up notes.
and very good you are too at it, I think. Okay, so she says that the city lies between the peaks of Flame and the valley there, so between the mountain range and the valley on that map is where it lies. However, it is difficult to find and has been hidden from the eyes of mortal beings for many, many years because the city has sunken into the ground as part of the curse that the ancient Chultans brought upon themselves. The best way of finding it would be either from the air or from the nearest high ground. You could perhaps see the sunken city from high ground nearby.
You may have to try and borrow that airship that recently arrived in Port Nianzaru. What would happen if we do not stop Resni?
If you do not stop him, it would mean the end of the world. The death curse is just the beginning.
I'm curious what's triggered now of all times. Why not back when after the fight? But I guess you'll find out when you get there.
I do not know the full details. However, this soulmonger, this artifact of which you speak, if this has fallen into Razni's hands, perhaps that is giving him the power that he needs to enact this ritual to destroy everything.
Does the prophecy say anything about a little group of adventurers defeating Resni?
She closes her eyes deep in thought. And she says, I do not know your fate. Clouded your future is. Sorry.
Thank you, Snake Yoda.
Yes. However, she says, I may, however, be able to aid you in your task. However, you must swear to me that as part of your part of your quest to acquire the soulmonger, you will slay Razni. I remember his first uprising. I know of the horrors that he's brought to Chult. If you swear an oath to me that you will slay Rasni. I will aid you how I can.
Are we really sure that Resni's evil? He's not just some poor paladin who's trying to undo his mistake or something, right? I sort of whisper this to him.
Oh, okay.
No, I'll say it to the Naga as well.
I trust the snake. The Naga. The snake Naga.
There's a face you can trust.
It is. Rasni is undoubtedly lost. At one point he was an honourable man, however now he has fallen to the darkness. Much of the undead that plague Chult now, this curse that afflicts Chult, the curse of undeath, is his doing. He is no longer a man, he is wholly consumed by darkness. His mortal flesh is withered, he is an undead beast, no longer any human resides within him, no longer humanity, he is just a creature of evil.
If Resni is truly evil and he stands between us and saving the world, trying to annihilate it, we will have no choice but to slay him. And if this is so, then you have our word.
Definitely, yes.
She nods and says, "Very well. Then I wish you luck upon your task. May the gods, whichever gods you serve, be with you." And as she says that, there's a flash and a clap of light, and you find yourselves once more out in the clearing, standing outside the temple, the shrine of Urulunga. However, you find that you have been blessed as you have blessings of Saja Nzbaza, which are now it
Mac
says
has a forked tongue and I have a tail.
it says here that I can give you a charm as a gift. I've linked a section of the Dungeon Master's Guide, which I think you have to scroll down that a little bit to get to the charms section. Yeah, there's like a section on charms. However, it gives us some examples there, and you may choose one of those examples for yourself, which will be the Guardian Naga's gift to you to assist you in killing the evil that is Rasni.
The charms are the ones that have the spells with them? Or is there just the charm of animal conjuring? Ah, yeah, charm of dark vision. Yeah, okay, got it. Sorry, I didn't read it properly.
Okay. I think they are also just suggestions, examples of things, kind of things I can give. So you could suggest a variation on those if you wish.
Wow, these are some pretty mighty charms.
She is a mighty creature.
Okay, I will take the charm of greater restoration, if I may.
Then it is yours. It is as if she looked into your heart and saw what you needed. So I wonder if I can drop that on you. No, you just have to make a note of it yourself, I believe.
Let me see if I can drop it in my inventory. Spell. Nope. What if I drop it in my spell? Ah, it's a level 5 spell, and I'm going to see if I can give it uses. No. Okay, anyway, if I drop the spell on my spell sheet,
That's
It
fine.
will populate there, so I just have to remember that I have
You might be able to rename
4
it and say
uses.
it's the charm or something perhaps, because I think it's got 6 charges and you can use it for either greater or lesser restoration.
For greater.
So I think greater restoration is 4 charges and lesser is 2 charges, so you could split it up however you wish.
Ah, okay, yeah, sure. It gives me then 1 greater and 1 lesser, or 3 lesser. Yeah, okay, got it. It's okay.
Cool. And then is there anything there that you would like, Mac?
And uh,
There's a
the
Dragon
Spirit
Slayer one.
Warriors, huh?
Dragon Slayer one, you know there's a dragon in the mountains to the south.
Yeah.
A dragon will probably have loot, wouldn't they? But,
Trying to tempt us to fight the dragon.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, the other thing is don't listen to me ever.
So either health or Blessing of Valhalla. But then again, Valhalla is 7 day per summoning.
Well, you potentially aren't that far from Omu if you can find it.
Yeah. Nah, I think I take health.
Health, okay. So yeah, you may pop that onto your character sheet. You just need to do that yourself, I think.
Yeah, it's always a spell, so drag it on your spell level and just rename it like X charges and then so many charges per this or that spell.
I've also recharged you a couple of inspiration there, Mac. I can't give you any 8, sadly I'll win because you've already got 3, so.
I'm sure it'll come in handy soon.
Okay, and with you
Oh, wait
safe,
a minute. What? It was the charms on top, wasn't it?
it's just the charms, yeah, not the blessings or anything, just the charms.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to the side there. Ah, right. My mistake. Ooh, that's actually a lot more fun. Conjure animals.
No, not conjure animals.
I used to have speak with animals. I can assure you, it's horrible. There's just you'll just conjure up 3 chickens.
Okay, and I would give you experience, but I'm using milestone experience now, so when you go to Omu, you'll level up next. So from there.
Where did I drag it to?
Which one is it you're trying to drag?
Conjure animals.
Let me have
I
a
got.
look.
Drag it on the actions tab of your character sheet, and it should
Oh.
populate at the very bottom in your spells.
Yeah, there. Yeah.
There you go. Excellent. So the conjure animals. It's so you've got three uses of that before it
In
disappears.
total, right?
Yeah, in total, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think it'll be a short session because we're missing missing Xander and Xanax. However, we've got a little bit done anyway, so I think we'll end it there, and then because you'll probably need them for the next bit, 'cause it's likely to get violent. So.
Yeah, we can go to Omu next time anyway and see if we can get a full party together. Let me quickly check because in 14 days we are on the 22nd, so that should be right before everybody's Christmas festivities.